Katie and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is finally my YouTube made me buy it video. I filmed this a couple months ago in January actually, so the beginning of the year, but I edited it and I think I didn't like the footage or something like that, so I ended up bagging it and I was like, oh, I'll refilm it. And I saw somebody do this video, I forget who, but I saw somebody do this video and I was like, yup, I gotta do this. It's not on trend right now, but I still want to do it. And I just wanted to share like things I feel that like YouTube made me buy, YouTubers made me buy. I have a bunch of stuff around me that I feel like YouTube has made me buy. So yeah, if you want to see everything that YouTube made me buy, just keep on watching. So the first thing YouTube made me buy are these. These are Sigma brushes, and yeah, definitely YouTube made me like buy Sigma brushes. These actually my mom gave me for Christmas. I believe 2 different years I got Sigma brushes, or maybe I got these the same year. I actually can't remember because I've had these for years. And this one is fraying and I actually don't like this brush anymore. Like I hardly use it. I used it for like the first time in like months today. But yeah, Sigma brushes I feel were just such the hype a couple years ago. I feel like everybody back in the day had Sigma brushes. Everybody like started getting links to Sigma. Everybody was like sharing, talking about Sigma a lot. And Sigma was just getting so much hype. They were just known for the brushes. It was like, if you want to get good brushes, go for Sigma, which now I totally disagree with. I think there's so many affordable brands where you can get a set of brushes for a ton cheaper, or you can just get better brushes in general. But yeah, these are the Sigma brushes. I feel like they're so hyped up, and I'm not necessarily a tire fan of these. This one is fraying. I like this one for like a year. This is a super dense brush. This is the Sigma flat top kabuki, and this is the F80. Mine's fraying as I showed you, and it is a flat top brush, so it's nice for applying your foundation. But this is too dense, and I have another flat top brush I love a lot better. It's not so dense, and I feel like it just applies my foundation better. But at the time, this is so hyped up, and I did like it at the time, but now I'm just like, this isn't worth it. Sigma brushes aren't worth it. Like, I'm sorry, but they're not, honestly. And this is the Sigma Precision Round PD2 brush, which I actually don't use this that much. It is a concealer brush, or you can use it like to like blend out like eyeshadow primer or like just anything on your eyelid, which is what I mainly used it for. And I do like this brush. I don't hate this brush, but I just feel like I don't get much use out of it. And I just feel like Sigma brushes are overhyped. So the next thing that YouTube made me buy is the Beauty Blender. I feel like everyone went through that phase where they're like, I need the Beauty Blender. It's the most amazing thing in the world. Is it now? No. I totally disagree with that. I've tried out so many affordable sponges now that I'm like kind of like anti-Beauty Blender, and I'm just not into the Beauty Blender. I've probably owned at least 3 or 4 Beauty Blenders, so do the math, that's like $120. Thinking about it now, like there's so many affordable sponges that like I love more, but at the time when the Beauty Blender was popular, there weren't really any affordable sponges that were great. Like everybody was just like the Beauty Blender, and there weren't really that many good affordable sponges. And at the time it was nice. Mine's not wet right now, which is why it's so small, but like, you know, you wet it underwater and it expands. It's amazing. But I don't like, this is supposed to be a light pink Beauty Blender, and the color faded so fast, like literally with one wash. I'm not even kidding you. And I just find that like my other sponges apply my makeup way better than the Beauty Blender. So yeah, the Beauty Blender, in my opinion, it's not worth the hype. I definitely bought into that from time to time, but now I'm just like, yep, sorry Beauty Blender, see you later. And now I actually have a bunch of different brushes and a sponge from Real Techniques, and I think Real Techniques is definitely worth the hype. They have some hits and misses, of course, with their brushes and everything, but I love their brushes, and all the brushes I have for them I do love. I love this sponge, and YouTube definitely made me buy it. I saw several different people try this out, and I actually tried this out when it wasn't really that popular anymore. Like everybody has pretty much tried it and everything, and this is the Real Techniques Diamond Sponge, which I love. You've probably seen me use this in videos several different times, and that's because I truly love it. It is amazing. I love it because it's a dimensional sponge, so you can use like the tiny side under your eyes or around the corners of your nose. You can use just the regular side to blend out foundation, concealer, whatever, and it just blends everything seamlessly. I love using a brush for foundation, then going over my face with this sponge. Just love the feeling of this on my skin, and this just feels very soft and it just feels just very nice. And this, I believe, retails for maybe $7, anywhere from like $5 to $10 basically this retails for. So yeah, the Real Techniques Diamond Sponge is definitely worth the hype, and it's a very different sponge. Like, I've never seen anything like it. So other Real Techniques brushes I feel like YouTube made me buy. I feel like everybody was talking about Real Techniques brushes at a time because they were probably like one of the few affordable brushes. That and Equal Tools, which I actually haven't tried out Equal Tools yet. And this brush I believe I had when, I think I got this when I was a senior in high school. So I've had this for a while. This is the Real Techniques Expert Base Brush. This is the one brush I feel like everybody knows about because back then it was like the brush to apply your foundation with, or at least in my world at least it was. And this is great to stipple your foundation on and just blend it in. And yeah, this is just a very nice brush for your foundation to like stipple it on, and I think it's definitely worth the hype, especially if you're on a budget. And then my other two favorite brushes, I love this brush. This is the Real Techniques Setting Brush. I love this brush because it has multiple different uses. You can use it under your eyes to set, which is what I do most of the time. Then you can also use it on your face for highlight, which is what I do. I don't have a highlighting brush, I just use this. And I don't find that like my powder and my highlighter mix together when I use both of these. I feel like it just applies beautifully. It's the best brush because it's small and you can get into all the areas of your face, all the contours, all the areas. And then this is the Real Techniques Blush Brush, which I feel like was so hyped up. I had to get this for blush because I saw a couple people use this and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect, like big brush. But honestly, I don't like this for blush. I don't like huge brushes for blush. I honestly prefer like a more smaller angled brush, like so I'm still able to blend everything, but it's not so big like this one. But honestly, I didn't use this one for a year and I was like, ugh, this is just such a waste of money. But then I started using this for like my foundation. Like I started using this for like powder foundation to set my face. So I'd use this with translucent powder, foundation powder, whatever to set my face. This is the perfect brush for that because it's so big and so you can really just blend all over your face, and I love it for that. It's definitely worth the hype if you want like a powder brush. So for eyeshadow palettes, there are 4 eyeshadow palettes in my collection that I personally feel like stood out as to like what YouTube made me buy. The palettes I found that like back in the day and now like kind of were hyped up on YouTube. So these 4 really stood out to me. We have the Lorac Pro palette. We have the Nikki Tutorials collaboration with Too Faced Power of Makeup palette. We have the Chocolate Bar palette, the original chocolate bar. And then we have the Naked 3 palette. Those 4 palettes kind of stood out to me. And these 2 palettes are probably my favorite as in formula and like packaging and everything like that. They both have neutrals. This one, you know, is worth the hype because I've used up the majority of these shadows. Like I've used up a ton of them. Everything. This is what my palette looks like. I've used up like all the light shades and basically all I have left are the deeper shades. And I love this palette. I think it's a really nice palette. You just have a bunch of different colors, and I think this is great for somebody that's starting off with makeup and they want just a high-end palette that's gonna be like great for every day. I used to use this palette so much in high school. This is like my go-to palette in high school, to be honest with you, just because the neutrals in this were a really great palette, and I love this so much and I still love it to this day. I have a Panda palette on it if you want to see more of it. Gonna link that up above for you if you want to see that. And then the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette I also love. I've hit a pan on a lot of shadows in this palette as well, and I just really love this palette. I think it's a really nice palette. Like you have a bunch of neutrals, and this was like kind of my favorite palette to use when I was in college, but like this is my favorite palette like in the beginning of college. Like you just have all these beautiful neutrals, which I love, and they're just so pretty, so pigmented, and you just have just all these neutrals that are so fun to play around with. Yeah, definitely these 2 are my favorite palettes in my whole collection, and I just think they are amazing and definitely worth the hype. I feel like any Naked palette has been hyped up. Like I feel like the Naked palettes were the it palette. I feel like Urban Decay was the palette that you went for if you're gonna get a high-end palette. It was like, nope, get Urban Decay, get Urban Decay. But like now I feel like it's like Tarte's good, Too Faced is good, Urban Decay is like pretty good, but like there's a lot better out there. I feel like now. I feel like the palette that was hyped up in my life and for me was the Naked 3 palette. When this came out, it was like like so hyped up. Everybody loved it. I saw it on like Instagram, and this was when Instagram was first becoming more popular, and it was hyped up on YouTube. I saw like everybody use this. It was hyped up like just everywhere. Like I heard everybody talking about this, even like in school, like girls I went to school with, and this came out when I was a senior in high school. Girls I went to school with were like, oh my god, have you heard about the Naked 3 palette? And they would just talk about it in class, and I was just like, yeah, that Naked 3. And yeah, this palette is all rose gold shades. They're kind of like rosy shades, and I do love it, and I still love it. I haven't used it in a while, but I do like this palette. It has very nice shades and more pinky tones. I guess it looks really good on blue eyes, but I feel like it also looks good on brown eyes if you're a brunette like me. And I just love these shades. They're so pretty. I love them. And the pigmentation, definitely I think there's other palettes that are more pigmented than this, but I do love these. And in high school, this is so hyped up. I probably talked to my mom about this palette so much that like I talked to her about it so much. I was like, Mom, it's so pretty. I would love to own that. And then for Christmas that year, my mom got this for me, and I was just obsessed with it for the longest time. And I haven't gravitated towards it in a while, but I do love it, and I do love the colors still to this day. It's worth the hype, but like now I don't know if I'd go on and get this because I feel like there are other palettes that are similar to it. Okay, and then the last palette is from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced The Power of Makeup with Nikki Tutorials palette. I feel like this is not worth the hype. Is this horrible? Is this the worst thing ever? No, but it's honestly, in my opinion, not the best. And I feel like YouTube definitely made me buy this because I wasn't going to buy this at all when it came out. And it was a collection, so it came with an eyeliner, a mascara, and an eye primer. And so like it had a whole collection to it. And when this came out, I wasn't gonna buy it. I was like, nope, don't need it and stuff. And then I kept seeing tutorials, like reviews on it and all that kind of stuff. And I got sucked into buying this. I was like, it's so pretty. And honestly, I kind of like regret buying this because I don't think it's the most amazing thing in the world. Definitely with your fingers, it swatches a lot better. I feel like with a brush, you need to use like setting spray to get it to be more pigmented. And I actually did use this on my eyes today because I wanted to create a summer look, and I love the look I'm wearing. But honestly, I don't think this is worth the hype, and you can't get it anymore unless you pay an outrageous price on Amazon or eBay. But I'm just not like an entire fan of this. Like some of the shades are just not like the best, and the blush formulas don't apply like they do in their own blush pan, if you know what I mean. And yeah, just I don't think this is worth the hype. And I feel like Too Faced's collections with like YouTubers or Instagrammers, or just their collections that aren't like their chocolate bar palettes or their like pan palette, I feel like those aren't as good. So now I have a setting spray that I feel like was so hyped up and I feel like everyone loved. And I guess this isn't technically a setting spray, it's more of a priming spray, but you know what I mean. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and you're probably like, Katie, you're almost done with it. Obviously you like it. Yes, I love it. I've purchased maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 of these. I love these, but it's kind of gimmicky. So basically what this is like a priming water. So you spray it before you do makeup, or you spray it after you put powder on, or just spray it whenever and stuff. And yeah, so this basically is a priming water. And yeah, I do agree it's gimmicky, but it feels so nice on your face. I do think it's gimmicky, yes, but like it's so nice in your face, especially before you apply any of your makeup, like foundation, whatever, to freshen up. It's nice. It's so nice. It might be a little bit gimmicky, but I fall into that because like it is amazing. Like it feels just so nice on my face. But YouTube did make me buy this. I feel like so many people hyped this up, so many people talked about this, and I was just like, yep. So the next thing YouTube made me buy are Tarte blushes. I feel like the blushes everyone talked about are Benefit blushes, like the box blushes, or the Tarte blushes. I feel like everyone was like, oh my god, Tarte blushes last 12 hours. This is my first ever Tarte blush. This one's in Flush. It's just that pinky shade, which I do think is pretty, but I don't wear it too much. And the formula is just very like creamy, buttery, and it just applies super nice. I just feel like these also last a long time. One I got recently when Ulta had a sale, and this one's in Risque, and I love this. I think it's amazing. It's like the perfect like nude color, and just love it. And I love these because they do last a long time. So the next thing I feel like YouTube made me buy is this Benefit Cheekathon palette. I feel like Benefit's like face palettes and collections like like that are definitely hyped up, but they're hyped up for a reason because you can get a bunch of different things in just a small palette. So these are all full size. So you have Dandelion, Hoola Bronzer, Rockateur, then you have Dallas Blush, and Coralista. And I love these. They're all beautiful blushes and everything. And then you have Hoola Bronzer. I think Hoola Bronzer was definitely hyped up in old YouTube days, and it's still hyped up to this day. Everybody loves it. Everybody still loves it. And I think it's like one of my favorite bronzers, if not my favorite. I definitely think these are worth it. They are very pretty blushes. They apply on your face very nicely. They are just the prettiest color on your cheeks, and they just apply very well. They blend very well. They're just amazing. Another thing from Benefit that I feel like YouTube made me buy, so I actually got a sample of this in a Birchbox first before I actually bought the full size, and I feel like YouTube definitely hyped this up, and YouTube kind of made me like sample it in Birchbox. And this is the Benefit Gimme Brow. I have mine in the shade 5 and everything. It's just a fiber brow gel and everything you just put through your brows, and it sets them and just makes them look great, and it just looks nice in your brows. You can get thickness in your brows with this because of the fibers. It was just so hyped up because the wand is just very small. It gets in all places of your like brows. You can really get in there. It doesn't get all of the places. So this is definitely worth the hype. Okay, I didn't realize I had another Benefit product, so sorry. This is the last Benefit product though, and this is the Roller Lash Mascara. I feel like this is super hyped up. When this first came out, everybody was raving about this, and I did try their Real Mascara a couple times, but it wasn't my favorite mascara. I was just like, it's alright. But I love this. This is the Roller Lash Mascara. It is a very nice mascara. This is kind of what it looks like, and it just has like a rubber bristle wand, I believe, and you can get real into your lashes and also your bottom lashes, and it's just a very nice mascara because it lengthens and everything like that. And they claim you don't need an eyelash curler with this one, but I do think an eyelash curler, you can use one, you cannot, it doesn't really matter. But this is just a nice lengthening mascara, and it's definitely worth the money. I think I've bought like 2 or 3 of these because I love it that much. So recently I feel like this has been so hyped up, but this is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which is my favorite. I love this concealer. It's a full coverage concealer, but it just applies very nicely, and you don't need a lot, which is what I love about this. And the wand on this is insane, and you can just really get into your under eyes and also highlight with this. And it's just a very nice full coverage concealer, and it's just super nice, super full coverage, but it also just blends very well. It has a great lasting power. It doesn't crease, and I just love it. It's probably my favorite concealer I have ever used, and I've used probably a good amount of concealers, and I just feel like this is hyped up for a reason. So next thing I feel like was hyped up within the last couple years, or even maybe longer than that, I'm not even sure, is the Buxom lip glosses, especially the one in White Russian, which is the one that I have. And yes, so this is in White Russian, and this is basically like a nudie pink lip gloss, as you can see from the packaging and everything like this. This is a great lip gloss. It kind of has that tingly feeling that plumps your lips a little bit, and this one just smells really good. Like, it smells like straight up vanilla, which I love. I love that scent. It is so nice. Feels very nice on your lips. It's great over lipstick, or it's just great in general, like if you want to wear it alone. And I feel like this is hyped up for a reason because the scent's really nice. Like, if you're gonna have a disgusting scent of a lip gloss, count me out. And it just like feels very nice on your lips, and it's just a very nice lip gloss. I love it. So lastly, I have a bunch of ColourPop liquid lipsticks and just lip products. I feel like ColourPop was the it thing for liquid lipsticks a couple of years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I feel like they were the first brand to really nail liquid lipsticks. Like, they had the Ultra Mattes, which stay on so well. Then now they have the Ultra Satins, and then they also have Ultra Glossy lips. Just lip products in general, I feel like ColourPop was like the one brand to nail it, and for a very affordable price. And their lip products are $5. I love their lip products. They are amazing and everything. So I have a ton of them here. I have Lumiere 2, November, Aquarius 2, Aquarius, and Alyssa. So Lumiere 2 is a matte, November is an ultra satin, Aquarius is an ultra satin, Alyssa is an ultra satin, and Aquarius 2 is an ultra matte. But I love ColourPop lipsticks. I love glossy lips as well, but like, talking about liquid lipsticks, I really love the satin and the matte formula. It kind of depends like what I'm going for, and I definitely think they're hyped up for a reason because they work really well. They stay on, they just feel very nice on your lips. The mattes are a little bit uncomfortable comfortable, but the satins are very nice on your lips. And they're hyped up because they have the great formula and they're very pigmented and they're just very nice lipsticks, and they have just a bunch of different shades. So that is everything I feel like YouTube made me buy. That's everything I feel like is either hyped up on YouTube and everything that is either worth the hype or not worth the hype. And yeah, so that's it for my YouTube made me buy it video. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what YouTube made you buy. I'm super curious and everything like that. I would just love to hear about that. And also let me know any other videos you'd like to see next, any beauty, lifestyle, or even random videos. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every single week and I would just love for you to be subscribed to my channel. And also hit the notification bell down below to be notified. By clicking that, you'll just be notified right when my videos go up, like right that second. You can watch them. You'll love it. I promise you. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
I wanna be like most girls. I wanna be like most girls. I wanna be like